So I feel like I've been saying this a lot recently, probably because there have been so many new cinnamon cereals released in like the past 6 months or so. But Churr-Os are really, really good. And I mean like right up there with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like right there.
Welcome to Cereal Snob.
Give me some of that.
Okay, and welcome back to another episode of Cereal Snob, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Today we are talking about 2 new malted meal flavors that came out just this past month. It is the Churr-Os, like we talked about in the intro here, and then of course the Definitely Not Trix Fruity Blasts. Now, I want to start with the Churr-Os because I've already kind of told you guys that I like that cereal already, and I want to just dive in to like why I think that cereal is so good. So let's get started. So all of you are used to that cinnamon sugary flavor in cereals right now with Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Honey Made S'mores. Like, it's a really sweet cinnamon flavor that it's hard to not like. Now Churr-Os has that, except I would say the sweetness in general is less sharp. And I mean, you get more flavor from the cinnamon and the actual flavor of the O itself than you do just the sugar that's kind of coated on top of it. Because really, I don't even know if there is sugar coated on top of this. It's more cinnamon than anything else. Now, the texture of this cereal is really, really satisfying. I'm not sure exactly what makes the difference between this and, say, the Honey Made S'mores. I mean, obviously the cereal pieces are different, but one of the things I noticed on the label that is different with Churr-Os than it is with most every other cereal is that Churr-Os has like 7 grams of fat per serving. 7 grams, which is a lot higher than almost any cereal. Actually, it is higher than any cereal I know about as of right now. And I'm not sure if that has to do with it, but I wanted to mention it to you guys because I thought it was interesting. Comparatively, this Fruity Blast has 2 grams of fat. I think that's pretty common for most cereals, so having 7 is like a 400% increase. I tried Churr-Os with oat milk and almond milk, and I will tell you that the oat milk was by far and away the best. Oat milk is delicious. I've only recently gotten into oat milk in general because someone told me that oat milk is for like the milk snobs that don't want to have your typical dairy milk. So my roommate bought it, and good God, it is just perfect for this cereal. And I think I had it, my roommates had it, and my 2 friends that came to visit me last weekend from California, they had it and absolutely loved it. They thought Churr-Os were off the hook. Very, very good. So if you haven't tried oat milk before, I highly recommend it. From a snob. Snob to snob, try the oat milk. You're gonna like it. Now, Churr-Os kind of go through a transformation as you're eating it. Once you pour the bowl, you're gonna notice there's a ton of cinnamon flavor blasted on these O's. But as you pour the milk and as you have successive bite after bite, you'll notice that the cinnamon flavor, the specks, they like cast off from the O's themselves and create their own little cinnamon islands in your milk, which looks really cool, but that's not so important to me as is the flavor. Now, my roommate Oliver said he noticed the flavor got weaker as he ate it, but personally, I didn't encounter that. I thought the cinnamon in the milk was still there, right? I was eating it with every bite. So I thought this was really, really good, but it's just something worth noting. Obviously, I like Churr-Os a lot. I've said that. And I think this is right up there with the kings, the top dogs of cinnamon flavored cereals. It's just a great texture, a great flavor. And it was the only thing I ate last week, which is why this bag is empty. I never go through I rarely go through a brand new cereal within a week. But anytime I was craving cereal, I was actually craving Churr-Os. So worth it. I think it's better than Cinnamon Frosted Flakes. And honestly, I gave Cinnamon Frosted Flakes a 5 out of 5. So I think Churr-Os also gets a 5 out of 5. It's really, really good. Okay, now that we've talked about that, I want to move on to Fruity Blast. Like I said in the intro here, Fruity Blast is very clearly going after Trix's market. I mean, its cereal pieces look like Trix, except unlike Trix, this only has 2 shapes, but they have both of them in multiple colors, so it gives off the illusion that there are many different fruity shaped pieces here when there's just 2. So I think that's cool. I bought into the illusion. Malt-O-Meal or any of the other store brands that are trying to clone the flavor of your name brand cereals, they don't always get the flavor or the texture right. It's like noticeably off, at least to me, and I'm sure some of you can agree. So it's hard for me to say that any of these bag cereals are just as good as the original, because when you want Trix, you want Trix, and something that's kind of like Trix usually won't cut it. But I thought this flavor was very, very close to Trix. I mean, like right there. Except the difference is, I think with Trix, when you're eating it, a lot of the flavor comes from like your nose, your olfactory region. It's just like you taste Trix up there, I think more than you do in your mouth. And I think conversely, the Fruity Blast, while it has that also that aromatic nosy flavor or nasal flavor too, I think more of the flavor is on your tongue and it has a really good finish. I mean, just like, it's good through and through, and I think anyone who likes Trix would probably really like Fruity Blast, except if you have Trix on a regular basis, you're probably gonna think this is an imposter. So if you've had Trix recently, don't buy this, just buy Trix. But if you haven't and you want a really good deal for a ton of cereal and try something slightly different, I think you'll like Fruity Blast. I think on average, I give Trix like a 3.5 out of 5, and I would say this gets a 4. So that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you tried either of these cereals and you really liked them, or conversely, you hated them, sound off in the comments below. I'd love to see your opinions. But if you haven't tried either one of these and you are interested in getting the Trix alike, or some new cinnamon cereal that just isn't Cinnamon Toast Crunch, both of these are real winners. I think you'll love both of them. And I know I really did. So big shout out to Post for sending me these. I appreciate you guys. Post owns Multi-Meal, if you didn't know that, guys. And all of these cereals, like any Multi-Meal brand, come with a love it or it's free guarantee. So if you don't like it, you have nothing to lose. You'll get a coupon for another free cereal, and you get to move on. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not, and I'll see you guys real soon. Okay, bye.